Hello! So, here we are, week 1 of UBL Season 5. This week is interesting. So, this week's extended, so, we're gonna have this battle this week, and then we're not gonna have one unless everyone plays their matches. This week was extended because of, just the way that the draft ended on an awkward day. But yeah, so, but, I've got 2 other leagues going on, so, you know. I haven't recorded my, draft breakdown for GSC Season 3 yet, and that draft finished, a few days ago, and I've actually scheduled my match. So that's something I should probably do. Anyway, I'll do it after this. So, we have a very tough opponent for week 1. We kind of did the team analysis. Go check those out. 2 videos. Those were honestly amazing. They were great to make, great to go back and listen to. We've got the Flower Mound Finneons and Lyric, which we always seem to play early. Other than Season 1, because Season 2 we played week 1. Season 3 we played week 2. Season 4, we didn't play. And then Season 5, we're playing week 1. But we seem to play early a lot, which is really annoying. Because Lyric's a good player. They're really creative. And I'm scared. This team is really good, and it's really annoying to prep for. And I hate it. Lyric, I hate you so much. And I also hate Snom because they also help make this team. So, Flower Mound Finneons, they have Garchomp, Tapu Koko, Mega Aggron, Slowking, Tangrowth, Alolan Raichu, Umbreon, Whiscash, Talonflame, Hitmonchan, and Clefairy. There's so much that's so hard to break through on this team. It's so annoying. Garchomp, honestly, is so scary. Even for me, that. I have ground resist, yet Garchomp still terrifies me, because Scale Shot is a thing. Koko, less worried about. Again, Landorus really helps here. Landorus, the first thing I thought was Landorus has to come, no matter what. And I think they know that, and we all know that Landorus has to come here, because Koko exists, Garchomp exists, Raichu exists, Talonflame exists. There's just so many things that, it's so good for. So, yeah, I fully expect that they know that Landorus is coming. Mega Aggron's a pain to get through. Tapu Koko, is it going to Calm Mind? Is it going to be Specs? Is it just going to be Boots and be annoying and, all that good stuff? Slowking, is it going to be AV? Is it going to be Boots? Is it going to be annoying? Probably going to be annoying. Is Tangrowth going to be AV? Is it going to be Rocky Helmet? What is it going to be? It's probably going to be annoying. Umbreon, is it going to be it's going to be annoying, let's be real. I don't think they're going to bring Curse Umbreon. That's the only setup Umbreon, and I just don't think they're going to bring it. I don't think Whiscash is coming. I don't think it's good into this matchup. I respect Whiscash, but I don't think it's good into this matchup. Not with Rotom Wash. They can't break through Rotom Wash with Whiscash. Talonflame, I can see coming, because it's their only remover that I can really see coming and wanting to remove. Because if Koko's locked into removal, yeah. Because I don't really think Hitmonchan has a good matchup here. It would have to come and just spin, and it wouldn't be used for much else. Because it can't break through Rotom Wash, at all. It struggles with Landorus without Ice Punch, and I've got a few other Pokemon that can really just kind of stop Hitmonchan. And Clefairy, I don't see its value in this matchup. I don't think having it another Fairy type is really that helpful. And there's one Pokemon I kind of left out there, and that is Alolan Raichu. Now, Alolan Raichu I kind of dismissed, and then I started looking at calcs. I got a little bit more scared of it. So I actually made some last-minute changes to the team to make it so I'm not as Alolan Raichu weak. So originally this team was a lot more Alolan Raichu week. So yeah. I actually didn't pull up the team, but whatever. Here we are. So, first of all, we got super defensive Landorus variant. This is my dedicated Garchomp check. Because there's something's got to come in and okay, so I'm not scared of Scarf Garchomp. there's a good chance that they bring it because they want something to just, like, come in and revenge Zard X after a Dragon Dance, which is very fair. But I wanted to make sure I've got, like, a dedicated guard jump check. If it's Swords Dance and, you know, Scale Shot, things can get bad really quickly, but we've just got to pray. But this Landorus is really interesting. We're actually brave with a ton of HP, a good amount of defense, 72 attack, and 32 special attack. And what this does is to most Tangrowth, which is their best Landorus switching by far, to most Tangrowth, especially if it's physical defensive, which I'm expecting, Stealth Rocks plus plus Sludge Wave, which we're carrying, plus U-Turn, actually gets the KO on most Tangrowth. Which is awesome. And then Earthquake is obviously great. It hits a lot of their team. They only actually have 2 neutral ground mons. Two mons that aren't at least neutral to ground, and that's Tangrowth and Talonflame. So I think the thing is, so look at their team, and I think they need so many Pokemon that, like, I just don't know if they've got the room for it. They've got so many Pokemon that I feel like they have to bring, and, like, it just makes me worse. So I'll show notes later. I'm gonna probably talk about this in a weird order, because, yeah. But yeah, this is super defensive Landorus. We're also Rocky Helmet. That's mainly for the Tapu Koko, actually. Obviously, like, Landorus is a great switch into Tapu Koko. So if they just want to U-turn out, I can at least punish that. It also, you know, helps with, like, if Tangrowth wants to knock me off, I can at least do a bit of chip. Foul play from Umbreon. There's a couple things. And getting on chip on a few certain things is going to be really helpful, because we are going for a Zard sweep. Next up, one of the things I'm most apprehensive about, because this is something I've never really tried. I mean, it's something I've tried, but it's certainly a bit, like, out of my comfort zone, especially with this Pokemon. And that is Dual Screens Rotom Wash. We have Dual Screens with Volt Switch Hydro Pump. Originally this had a bit more offense into it, but I actually put in enough bulk so it could take a +2, like, any +2 move, from Life Orb, Virizion. Not Life Orb Virizion, Life Orb, what's it called? Raichu. And then, like, after that, I can set up a light screen, and the light screen's up for 8 turns, and Raichu isn't as threatening. Hydro Pump 2 KOs it anyway. Defense, I think, is... They originally just had leftovers, so, like, some of the defense calcs aren't as relevant now. Because it could take, like, scale shots from Garchomp relatively well. This will live 2 non-boosted Tapu Koko Thunderbolts. It'll live, like, two non-item boosted Thunderbolts from Tapu Koko. And the whole idea is we want to set up Reflecting Light Screen for the Zard X. Whether this is going to work or not, I'm really apprehensive on, because some of their, like, defensive Pokemon still deal relatively good damage, so I'm a little worried. It means I have a little bit less damage output as well, which is worrying, and I don't have any recovery, which I'm very worried about. Florges are going to have to put in a lot of work to keep Lando and Rotom, and even a bit of Weezing alive, so, yeah. Speaking of Zard X, though, we are sub-DD. They've got a ton of defensive things that I think they want to try and T-Wave this, they want to try and Toxic it, they want to do some kind of status to this thing to slow it down. And so I wanted Sub-CD. I wanted Fire Punch, but, like, the difference was so big. +3 Fire Punch didn't even OHKO max defense Tangrowth. I was like, that sells it. I have to go Flare Blitz. I don't like it, but it's what I've got to do. We've got a good amount of HP. This means that pretty much guaranteed, as long as we're behind... If we're behind Light Screen... any move from Slowking will not break a sub, which is, I assume, going to be their best defensive check to Zard. We've got enough speed, so after +1 we outspeed everything on the team that isn't Scarfed. Max attack element, And then, yeah, Sub-DD, Flareblitz, Dragonclaw. We're going to either at least, like, clean up the game with this, or just, like, break through everything enough that, like, our either, like, solid, bulky offense pieces can deal with the rest. Or our other main sweeper can kind of clean up after that. So, yeah, that is Zardex. Next up, Florges. Florges just felt like something I had to bring. It's not especially great here. It's just kind of awkward, but, like, I needed a defogger, and I needed Wish. So, like, it was this or Kamala, and I chose this because overall it's generally better. It takes Coco hits a little bit better. This is basically, like, the backup to anything. Like, if Lando goes down, this is my backup Chomp check. If Rotom goes down, this is my backup Raichu check. Like, I'm actually a lot more worried about Raichu, than I would have liked to admit. Just because I'm not bringing the best answer to it, which is AV Lando, because I'm more focused on Chomp. So yeah. Florges is a complete backup check. This is, like, I almost want to bring this essentially to almost bait in Aggron as well, because, like, if Florges comes in, Aggron comes in, and I almost want to bait in Aggron, which is kind of part of the plan. And again, I need to keep rocks off the field at least a little bit, but I am actually trying to go for a bit more of a hazard game myself, and we can talk about that with Weezing in a sec. But yeah, other than that, it's max HP, max defense, calm, because, like, just boosting the special defense is nice. Well, it's not quite max HP. We've gotten enough speed, just to do a bit of speed creeping. I don't think this is for Umbreon. It might be for Umbreon. I might just be trying to speed creep Umbreon, honestly. Which, wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, this will be speed creeping Umbreon. So we can just, like, if it's not running any speed, then yeah, we can take it out. Weezing. Weezing's super important here. It's great for Aggron switching. This, like, slows down Aggron massively. Will-O-Wisp, Toxic Spikes, Pain Split, Sludge Bomb. I wanted an attack on there. Sludge Bomb's the best, really. Setting up T-Spikes are so good in this matchup. The only thing that really... The only thing that doesn't get hit by them is Talonflame and Aggron. And Talonflame will die in, like, 2 Sludge Bombs anyway, unless it's, like, super, super bulky. And Aggron I'd rather burn anyway. I'd rather burn Chomp as well, but if I have to take the poison on it instead, oh well, like, it's still gonna get whittled down. And, with... Like, that's still fine. Weezing's super, super important here. Just for those T-Spikes, if nothing else. Like, having T-Spikes is going to be super helpful. And yeah, it's a good defensive Pokemon. Like, this is my dedicated physical check. It's not as good into Garchomp as I'd like it to be. There's nothing really it can do to Garchomp. But if I can get a burn on it, that's great. I feel like they have to bring removal as a result of T-Spikes being so good against their team. Which is why I think Talonflame might come, but then again, maybe they don't bring Talonflame, because after... Like, other than removing hazards, what does it do here? It doesn't do a lot. Other than maybe being something fast to check our final Pokemon, Azelf. Azelf runs a train, as long as we take out the 2 things that outspeed it. Nasty Plot, Fire Blast, Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam. There's only really one thing I'm worried about. Well, it's 2 things I'm worried about. Okay, 3. One is just anything that outspeeds it. We actually have enough speed to outspeed Modest Coco. Just in case, just, like, if I can figure out that they're modest, then that's a Pokemon that I don't have to care about. But I think they've got to run Timid. I think they've got to run enough speed for Azelf. The other one is... What's the second one? AVs. If I can figure out where an AV is, then that's great. If I actually hit a Sludge Wave onto Tangrowth and I find out that's AV, that's great. I can figure out what to do from there. If I don't see Teleport from Slowking, great. I can probably assume AV, and I can, like, try and figure out stuff from there. Even specially defensive non-AV Slowking takes 85% from +2 Thunderbolt. And Umbreon. Umbreon's the last one, and that's the one I need the most chip on out of anything other than Assault Vest Mons, because I need 33% on that. But with Stealth Rocks hopefully going up, Toxic Spikes, you know, whittling it down, I'm hoping that I can take that thing out with Dazzling Gleam. This coverage hits everything on their team for at least neutral damage. Aggron's not taking this. Aggron's not taking a Fire Blast. Coco's not taking a Fire Blast. We can kind of look at the notes here. But yeah. Just like it KOs everything. Like +2 Azov beats most things. If it's a slow Talonflame, then yeah, we can take it out. As long as yeah, as long as we can deal with as long as we can put a bit of chip on a few things, we can deal with what they have. And I think the Garchomp calcs or the Zard calcs are up here. So we need 12% on Aggron with +1, 40% hit chip, or if we just catch the Slowking with 2 Dragon Claws, we're good. Talonflame needs 25% on it if I do find out it's physically defensive. Umbreon needs 30% if it's physically defensive, but I don't think it's going to be physically defensive. I think it's going to be that Azov check. And yeah, everything else dies, and if it gets to +2, game is over. Game is over as long as I have enough health to Flare Blitz. So if that's literally what it comes down to. If I have enough health to Flare Blitz left, the game is over. And if I don't, then I will hopefully break enough things to the point where they can't come back. They don't have enough defensive checks. They don't have enough offensive threats. If Zard, like, the point is with the Rotom Wash, like, if Zard gets a +2 because of the screens, then Zard can just, like, clean up the game. Especially if I can get +2 behind a sub and probably win. So yeah. But something else I was going to talk about, I kind of mentioned it briefly, but I feel like on my sheet here, like, I've kind of got, like, my predictions, but honestly, like, I've got Garchomp, Koko, Mega Aggron, Slowking. They actually could lead at Mega Aggron. I'm going to change... Oh, hello. What have you done? That's not what I wanted. I think they could actually leave Mega Aggron. But that... If they leave Mega Aggron... So here's the thing, right? What are you doing? Why is it just, like... Just not working? If they leave Mega Aggron, then they don't actually have a reliable rocker. Unless they bring Clefairy or Garchomp. And I think Clefairy is a waste of time in this matchup. And I think if it's Stealth Rock Garchomp, then it's not going to be as setup reliant. So that's a lot nicer as well. So I think they almost need Aggron. They need Chomp, they need Koko. They need Slowking, because that's their best Zard switch-in. They need Tangrowth, because that's their best Lando switch-in. They need Umbreon, because that's their best Azov switch-in. Talonflame, they may need for actual removal if they don't want Koko to be the remover. Or Hitmonchan, they need at least something to remove T-Spikes. And unless it's Boots Hitmonchan, then that's going to get poisoned from T-Spike. So I feel like Talonflame is the better option. And it's like, do they want to bring a Raichu? So they've got to leave some Mons here. Some Mons have to get left behind. And depending what those are, really depends on how much we can get in there. They could even leave Chomp, but if they leave Chomp, I'm happy about that. Because then their physical offense goes down the drain. Then I really just have to worry about, like, Koko Raichu stuff at that point, which is what I'd expect them to bring if they weren't going to bring Chomp. Koko Raichu is very scary. Like I say, my Rotom was more offensive, but I had to change it to defensive just in case of Raichu. So yeah. This is a very scary one. But we're playing later today. I'm telling you, I'm not looking forward to it for multiple reasons. One, because it's an extremely scary matchup, and two, because I'm not gonna sleep well. I haven't been able to sleep well all day. I was so tired from work, I got in, passed out, and woke up 2 hours later, and then couldn't go back to sleep, and I hated it. So hopefully I can get some more sleep, get some more rest before this match, because... Oh boy, is it going to be a doozy for week 1. Because Lyric's good, I don't expect them to bring standard they'll bring some standard stuff, but I still am very, very worried about this matchup, so... regardless, let's get into the battle... 20-minute team builders, baby! And we are back a couple days later, but here we are. Just adding lyric. Let's do this. Oh, I'm nervous for this one, because lyric's good, and the team's kind of nutty. Oh, I'm so nervous for this. Here we go. They did bring electric terrain. I'm so glad I made my... I brought more answers to this. No Tangrowth? That's surprising. I could have gone offensive with Lando T here. So what do I want to lead here? I'm tempted to just lead Zard, honestly. Their only removal is Coco, so that's gotta be a defensive Coco, otherwise they've got nothing for T-Spikes. Which is good. I kind of want to lead Wheezing, but it's really bad to a Coco lead. I'm going to lead Zard. They're going to lead Coco. Okay. I'm going to Mega and Sub. That's unfortunate. I didn't think they'd run T-Wave. Well, there goes one of my win conditions. So they U-turn here, right? Presumably. Probably U-turn here? I'm gonna use this to break. That's unfortunate. So it's pure supportive Coco. Okay. And there's the U-turn. This was not the Coco set I expected. At all. Last move should be Defog. This should hurt. Yeah, okay. That's really good. Because this was like the most... This was the thing I was worried the most about. Other than Chomp. So go to Slowking now. I'm just trying to stall out Reflect at this point, so... I'm still faster, not much damage. They are Iron Defense. Azelf can beat this. Azelf can beat this, okay. So I can DD if I want, or I can't, you know. Okay, that's fine. This doesn't get Body Press, does it? It's just Iron Defensing? Do you mind? Just... Slowking. Do you get Body Press? Does not, okay, so it's just Iron Defensing. I'm just gonna... Game. That's 3 Paralyzes in a row. That was a free switch to Rotom as well, and that's super unfortunate. Iron Defense, Scald, Slack off. They give a Scald, and I'm gonna use... Yeah. Because I want the Reflect gone. Now, last move could be teleport, but I don't know if they want to just go chomp here. If they go chomp, how bad is that for me? If they were to just go chomp. Because they don't know what kind of Rotom I am, because they don't see an item. I'm just going to go for the Volt Switch. It's not knockoff. I don't think this is knockoff. I don't think you knock off here. It is at worst Scald. I'm gonna go Azelf. This doesn't get knockoff, I don't think. Yawn. Okay. So I'm faster, so I would switch first, so I'm gonna go back to Rotom. They're gonna go to Aggron. Okay. I mean, this is a free Volt Switch for me. A little bit of chip. Lando can come in here pretty freely. They may just want to set up rocks. At this point, I think going to Weezing is fine. Or do I just want to go to Lando? Maybe trade rocks? Because I'm super bulky Lando, so... I eat a Toxic. That's fine. Honestly. I'm going to set up my rocks here. They go to Slowking. I get my rocks up. And we've seen the final move on this thing, actually. So we can safely U-turn. Go to Rotom. They Scald, that's fine. They've seen nothing but me Volt Switch. So I wonder if this is where they bring in a Chomp. How much did I do last time? I did like 35%? Okay. So they may want to try... Because if... I mean, what happens if I... Like, I'm just going to still Reflect. Okay, they go to Coco. So from what I've seen, this thing's probably not going to be able to do that much to me. So I'm just going to Volt Switch. They're going to Defog. I guess they're rid of the terrain as well, actually. It's quite nice. That means I don't think you can touch... No, it can't touch Lando. I should have gone to Florges, actually. I didn't have to sack Zard there at all. No, I don't have a room of therapy, right? Because, yeah, no. Okay, no, I did a good thing. They don't really have an Earthquake switch in at this point. So, I'm just gonna fire off an EQ. They get hit by the Rocky Helmet, which was what was intended. 30%, it's not bad. And you turn on out. I can get to go to Florges here really easily. They go for Foul Play, that's fine. I can just throw a Wish in the air, and when Aggron comes in, I can just... Yep, that's fine by me. I could go to Rotom instead. They may just Foul Play anyway. How much health would it be? Be 180? I could try and get just this in for free. Try and set up a layer of T-Spikes. Yeah, I like that, actually. I just bring in Weezing here. And they go to Garchomp. That's A-okay with me. I'm going to try and burn it. I'm just not even going to think. I'm just going to try and burn it. Because this thing scares me. This is the thing I'm the most worried about at this point. Let's go straight to Slowking. I get a burn on the Slowking. It's unfortunate, but I couldn't risk that thing just not sticking around. They can Scald. How much would a Scald do from a defensive Slowking? Versus Slowking. That's not how you spell Slowking. Scald does about 40%. I'm gonna set up T-Spikes then. And then I'm gonna get into Florges. I'm gonna try and Wish up. You go for a Yawn. That's fine with me. I'm just gonna go into Rotom. And Garchomp comes in. Okay. I'm gonna set up a Reflect here, because this thing terrifies me. They go for a Dragon Claw. I get up my Reflect. Let's check that damage. I am... What Rotom? 56 defense plus nature, so Rotom... I wonder if I've got my... No, I don't have it. Oh, you pivot. Bold 56. 248 HP versus Garchomp. I want to have a look, because I need to know what kind of Garchomp this is. It's obviously not Life Orb. We see it's got no item. And it's Dragon Claw, not Scale Shot. That's also really, really nice. Dragon Claw, that's about damage for Jolly. So maybe it might be just Scarf Jump, which was like the thing I was like fine with. I was fine with Scarf Jump. I was super, super fine with Scarf Jump. And if it is Scarf Jump, okay, they go to Slowking. I get a Wish up here, and I'm gonna just try and play this game. They're just trying to get this healthy, but I know my win condition. In fact, I've technically met it almost. I just need this gone. How much would a -1 Heavy Slam do to my Lando? Because my Lando is pretty physically bulky, to be fair. And I've got Reflect. Yeah, no, I'm going Lando. I'm just gonna go Lando. Like, this, whatever this does, it should do 0. Yeah, and I get my Lando heal up really nicely here. I get Rocks for free here. They go to Slowking. A 3-0 U-turn. They are trying to chip things down, but because of Rocks, it's gonna be tough for them to get this into the right position. I do have a sack at any point with Zard. I don't think that sack is needed right now, especially if they're staying in. We could go to Rotom. Yeah, I'm gonna go Florges. They're gonna Iron Defense. That's fine by me. That means they're staying in. That means they're not doing anything. That means they're not even yawning, which is really good. I'm keeping my team healthy. I think this is Choice Scarf. I think. Lando's pretty safe here, honestly. Like, I don't see what it does to Lando. But I could also just stay in and go for the Moonblast, like, because I know it's not I know it's not a boosting item. What is my set? I am 244, not bold. EQ does like 54%, but with Reflect up, where's Reflect? Where's Reflect? There we go, Reflect. Does 27 max? and I get a kill on the Chomp, or they just go to Aggron. No, I'm just gonna Moonblast. They go to Coco because they need to defog, and they're not boots. And that KOs the Coco. That's huge. That's super huge. That's super huge because that's their defogger gone. That means Raichu basically has one hit in it, which is so big, and it's like not even got like the terrain's gonna go eventually. That's the last thing that they have for Azelf. Azelf wins the game at this point. With one boost, it wins. I just basically need to get it on Slowking for a turn. Okay, so I've only seen. See, I could protect, but if it SDs, because I haven't seen an item. How much does my Lando do to this? So I am Landorus, I'm not Scarf. I've got like 378 attack. I've got 378 attack. No boosting item. My EQ does 49 to 59% with no bulk. Meaning it would die to poison at the end of the turn. And, like, that's Reflect Up. We've got to take that off. I'm a fairly bulky one, and at -1, it shouldn't do that much. Whereas I could lose most of my Florges here. Or lose my entire Florges, actually. There's a very good chance of that. But no, I'm going to play it safe. They're going to go to Aggron. They're going to try and call a Moonblast, and I'm just going to go to Lando. How much would this do to Aggron? Even no defense doesn't it's not really useful there. We see Toxic Body Press. I can assume like it's probably got Heavy Slam or Iron Head, at least one of them, and then probably Stealth Rock. Oh, I can get a free switch into Azelf. Okay, I see that. So how do I want to play this? We can just EQ for a turn, or we can just go into something else and try and get something else in for free. I think Wheezing is fine here. Is Wheezing fine here? If I go to Wheezing, then I kind of new to this thing for the rest of the game. But they could just switch. Like, they could just go to, like, Umbreon. Whereas if I go to Rotom, like, I feel much more comfortable just going to Rotom here. The worst is I get Toxic. They set up Rocks. Right, I didn't have a Wish near. You kind of see me switching all over the place. So I do need to calm down the switching maybe a little bit. And maybe just kind of stick things out. Maybe go for a Reflect here. Go for a Body Press. It doesn't do that much. Like an all. We can assume the last move is a Steel move. I'm just going to go for a Hydro Pump. That's super unfortunate. Yeah, that's super unfortunate. I should have Volt Switched into Lando in hindsight, obviously, but, you know, that's hindsight. I'm just going to Volt Switch now. And they're going to do Slowking now, which is really nice. And, yeah, so we've confirmed boots on this. With Reflect Up... Right, because it's Scarf Chomp, so Azelf doesn't actually win. Because it's a Scarf Chomp, they can come in revenge. How much... I think, like, this comes in and gets a kill for sure. I think. That or I could play safe. I think actually playing safe might be the play. Yeah, I'm gonna play safe. I'm gonna go for Florges. I want to keep my pieces healthy. Like, I could have just taken a kill here on the Slowking, but I can take a kill on Slowking anytime. They just slack off. That's fine by me. I can get Rotom in, and getting Rotom this kind of health is huge. And they get a Garchomp, okay. But I've still got 3 turns of Reflect here. And with Reflect up, I'm super bulky. So I'm just gonna go for a Hydro Pump. Like, the worst case is, like, this comes in, yeah. They take 14%, and then I Volt Switch out. I go back to Florges, and we kind of just play this game. Breaking through Rotom Wash for them is, like, so difficult. I like how I was gonna sweep. I was like, the intention was to sweep with Zard, but I got T-Wave turn 1, so at this point I'm just trying to use it as a sack. Yeah, so we can just kind of play this game. And me just getting Rotom Wash healthy is really, really nice. And they go to Umbreon. We see Foul Play Protect, which presumably means it's a Wish. If it's trying to Wish, what's the best play? It kind of depends who they're trying to Wish up. Because I don't think Raichu does enough at this point. I don't think it does enough damage. I'm going to set up a Reflect. Yeah, so they're going to put a Wish in the air. I think they could Protect here, but I'm going to launch a Hydro. Lives on 7. Does Wish come first? Wish comes first, okay. I'm gonna hard switch to Florges. Yeah. I just didn't want to risk a Protecting me to take too much damage. This is where they go to Aggron, unfortunately. They go for a Toxic and they miss. There's so much Toxic. I'm surprised they brought this much Toxic, to be fair. I'm just going to go to Rotom. Obviously, getting Toxic would have been better on this, but, you know, hindsight. They're going to get this up now, which is unfortunate. I could go Lando. Hang on, how much does my Fire Blast do? Azelf. Max Special Attack. Life Orb. Fire Blast. There's 52%? 50%? It's going to be at 71. So, that's not worth... I think just going to Lando and firing off an Earthquake is going to be the play. Oh, not even an Earthquake, honestly. I should U-turn. I may have slow played this too much, in all honesty. I had things weakened and I didn't take kills when I should have. Because they've got way more residual damage on me. I almost just went Floor just for some reason. I do need to actually defog. I think I should defog. I know it seems dumb, but setting Rock seems so much harder for them when I've got like Lando and Rotom just constantly coming in. Trying to whittle this thing down. I think I'm gonna go Rotom here. Okay. That is the first heavy slam we've seen. Okay. I'm gonna go for the Hydro this time. Okay, they go to Umbreon. That's fine. I'm gonna go to... I'm gonna Volt Switch out. Because I am gonna get rid of these hazards at this point. Because I can come in with Lando at some point and set rocks. They wish on up. I could Moonblast. How much would a Moonblast do? Florges to Umbreon. 34%. It's a roll. It's a roll. I don't want to play this. This is so tricky. Going to Azelf wouldn't have helped, because they can just protect. But then I could have nasty plotted. Going to Azelf might have been the play there. I should try and get that interaction again. But first I'm going to defog. They're going to protect. I should have put a Wish in air of my own, actually. I'm going to defog. They're going to put a Toxic on me. That's fine. I've basically said, you know what? Rocks, I'm good. We both Wish. They are faster. Rotom is the most neutral. Lando... I mean, Lando's also really good. Lando, I think, is more important to get health on. Ow! Get me out of here. Back into Florges. They're gonna Raichu. How much does this do? Even Specs. I'm gonna look at Specs. Raichu, Alola. It's not gonna be Modest. I refuse to believe it's gonna be Modest. I'm gonna look at Modest, Choice Specs, Psyshock. 47% to not this one. 244, 248, 52% max. Right, they got the Wish off. That's kind of bad. I've got a Wish off, I can go to Lando. They go for the nasty plot. And this is what I was worried about. Rotom can take... Rotom can't take it. Nasty plots, Rising Volt. It can't have everything. I'm gonna sack Zard. This is Zard's time to die. And they go for Surf, okay. And then Life Orb. Okay, that's good to know. Does this kill? I have to know. Azelf. Why does it not have a normal set? Life Orb. I'm going to look at Fire Blast, and I'm going to look at Dazzling Gleam. 66%. It's a roll. Oh, you've got to be joking. It's a roll. Why didn't I take a kill earlier? I'm gonna go Rotom. And I'm just gonna say, Rotom, you've done your job. If you live, you're an absolute unit. If you live, you're an absolute unit. They go for Psychic, but now it's in range of Azelf. They go to Umbreon. This doesn't take this. It doesn't take 2 hits anyway. And I've still got my answer to Scarf Jump. How much does this do? Slowking. Nope. Thunderbolt does 42 to 50. I can't stay in. I mean, how much does this do to me with a Scald? It does 40 to 47. That's too much. Or is it? Well, so Dazzling Gleam did how much? 19 to 22. That means it's not fully specially defensive. Hang on. It's not a roll. It will never KO. +2 is a 93, just 93 to 110 roughly. But then the burn. Okay, I'm gonna nasty plot. They Scold. There's 40%. No burns. No burns is huge. We get to take this thing down. They're thinking. That worries me. Because I could make the read on the Switch. No. If they bring in Chomp, I bring in Lando. And we just try and bring in Azelf at some other point and clean up. I do not take this risk. If I get this wrong, I lose. Oh, sorry, if I over-predict, I lose. Okay, good. This is where Garchomp should come in. And this is where Lando comes back in. And I saved Lando, thankfully. Goes for Outrage. That's kind of awkward, actually. Yeah, but I had to do that. Okay, so this game is all about Raichu at this point. This game is all about Raichu at this point. It's Raichu versus Azelf. Then I'm giving my last hoorah. It's not going to be able to do anything to Lando. Not at -1. That means Azel's only got 2 hits in it. Yeah, I mean, going to Lando's the obvious play. And they go to Raichu, accordingly. But, like, what else was I going to do? How much do I take from Life Orb? Raichu. Look at Surf. I'm going to assume Timid Life Orb. I do not think they will go Modest. Landorus. I am 248 HP. Just max HP. Or 248. 65 to 77 with Timid Life Orb. 65 to 77. Can I beat Aggron if I lose this? Because I will die if I go for this play. Because I can trade this. I can trade this, go to... hang on, no, okay. So, game plan. So we trade... Unless I swear if you're Modest, I will end you. Oh, but what if they're Modest? Then I sack my Lando for nothing? So if they're... So what happens if they're Modest? If they're Modest, I go to Azelf, I Fire Blast, they sack off Umbreon, they go Aggron, I go Weezing. Would they be Modest? Would they be Modest? Okay, if they are Modest, how often do I die? It's a roll. It is a roll. I have 308 HP. 5 out of 16 times. I'm going for it. I live. That takes out the Raichu. Okay, so that just means it comes down to this. So I go Weezing here. I go Weezing every day of the week. Because they go Aggron. They go Umbreon. They're trying to get the Whispash. I won't let them. They Wish. So they're going to sack this off. But I'm going to get a Will-O-Wisp off. And I know their full moveset. And I've got Pain Split still. Weezing coming in clutch. I don't think they can break through this. And I'm going to keep Pain Splitting. I think. Yeah, there's no reason for me to switch. There's no reason for me to use any other moves. And Azelf gets to come in. GG! Yes! Oh! Azelf! I thought you, honestly, going into this game, I thought you were going to be fodder, but you got the game. Yes! Oh! I knew Raichu was going to be an issue, and I'm so glad I at least, like, thought about it a bit more. GG's Lyric. Why are you so tough and annoying to play against? Why? Why do you put me through this? That was an incredible game. That had to be perfectly maneuvered during that. I had to really go through all the hoops, especially after Zard just got paralyzed turn 1. Like, I really had to piece everything together, and they whittled my team down so well. Lyric, why are you so good? That was such a hard match to play. Why do me and Lyric always have the closest games? I don't understand. Regardless, that was one heck of a match. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for Lyric for the game. That is one heck of a way to start this season. Thank you, Azelf, because without you, I probably would have lost. I needed something faster than Raichu. What do you know? I had it. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.